One really cool thing about ascension is I'm experiencing an enhancement in my extrasensory abilities. Experiencing an enhancement in my extrasensory abilities. Something that we're all going to go through on some level or another. Everyone's extrasensory abilities will vary. Everyone won't have the same spiritual gifts, extrasensory abilities. So I'm experiencing an enhancement, and one of the gifts that I have is reading energy. And I picked up on the energy of, firstly, I told God, I told Spirit, like, I don't want to mirror the people that I love. I don't want to mirror them. I don't want to mirror them in like triggering for soul growth, right? Because the people that are in our lives, they're just our mirrors to trigger us to grow as souls, to trigger us to grow as individuals, right? I told God, I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to mirror specific people that I love, because it's just too much. It's just too much. So, and that was honored. The way that you want to do it, set those intentions, and those intentions will be honored. As long as it's for the highest good of yourself and the highest good of all, those intentions will be honored. So I have a divine counterpart in which we have come into inner union. So my divine counterpart's energy is married within my own monadic body, within my own monad. My divine counterpart's energy is married within my own monad. So I'm sitting here, and I just channeled the message that's on the last Kingdom Things installment titled Earth Camp. I channeled the message where God is, there's an option for your soul to choose to live your soul experience concurrently in your current monad or your current vessel. I just channeled that message, and that had me like thinking about wanting to control other people's journeys, to lift them up to where they are conscious to make that decision. My family. I want to bring my family up so that, they can make that decision, so that, so that we don't have to say goodbye anytime soon in this experience, right? In this embodiment, in this experience. We're all one, but I think y'all kind of get what I'm talking about, like the physicality. Because, when we leave a physical vessel and we reincarnate in another one, it's a whole process of remembering, and, it's a whole thing. So, I think I know what I mean. Like, being in this physical vessel concurrently and having that remembrance and that bond of the experiences that you created in the past with these people, having that bond, having that relationship. So when I channeled that option that God set forth for humanity, I immediately went to thinking, I was happy. I was like, oh, cool, yay. And then I went to thinking about all the people that I want to experience this experience with, like my family, and like wanting to bring my family up. So then I started, so I'm sitting here doing my nails, giving myself a pedicure, doing my nails. And I got the energy of my divine counterpart mirrored in my body. The energy was mirrored in my body. My divine counterpart financially supports his family. So he's having a hard time letting go and allowing himself to be anew because of the fear of the unknown. He's used to knowing because that makes him comfortable, because he knows that the people that he loves are going to be taken care of, right? So we're stepping into this phase where we're letting go, and we're stepping into the unknown. We're stepping into the serendipity of a liquid state of being, a liquid reality. I have the same fear, as I feel like my beingness has kind of held people, like held my family together, like in a spiritual essence. I've kind of been a peacemaker. I feel like I've been a peacemaker. I feel like I've been a light in the dark. I have been a light in the dark for my family. So if I elevate, like, are they going to elevate with me is the question. If I elevate, are they going to elevate with me? We rise as one. We rise as one. We rise as one. I'm coming into deeper levels of energetic remembrance of what we're doing here. I'm coming into deeper levels of energetic remembrance of what we're doing here. Living infinitely in one monad or one physical vessel is a common thing in the cosmos. It's common. It's common. Living for thousands of years in one physical vessel, it's a common thing in the cosmos. It's just the old earth living, where old earth reality that we created, where 100 years was a crazy long time to live. That's where we stifled ourselves in the past. That's where we stifled ourselves in the past. All a part of the plan, all a part of the unfoldment of what's happening now. Activated divine human beings that embody unconditional love of the new infinite creator energy. We are an interstellar, intercosmic, interuniversal community is what we are. And it's okay for us to feel the emotions of, letting go of thousands of years of experience and energies in order to welcome in the new. It has always been the divine. It has always been God, Goddess. It has always been Source. It has always been the one that has had the control, the real guidance, the real flow, the real motion, everything that we do. It has always been the divine. It has always been the divine. So now what's happening is our ego, which thought it ran stuff, which thought it was in control. Our ego wants to hold on. Our ego wants to hold on. But it's always been the divine. We just can now perceive so. Our physical actions are really just busy work. Our physical actions are really just busy work. We are gods and goddesses having a human experience. Once we put our minds to something and allow our minds to receive, allow our hearts to receive the energies of what we have put our mind to, it's done. It's already in motion. It's already in place. It's already done. It's already in motion. It's already in place. Instead of exerting energy fighting other people's truths, exerting our energy, spending our energy on believing in our own truths, having confidence in our own realities. Our beings are cosmic ecosystems. My body summons warm tea through energetic communications that send an image to my mind that projects a scene of me meditating over warm tea. Would you like honey with that? I answer no, for reasonings that have no true merit. As I sip the honeyless tea My being reveals my true desires as a sensation and sweet flavor of the bee's pride comforts and overjoys my senses. I am alive. September 7th, 2022. As we begin to ascend further on our soul's evolutionary journey, on our form's evolutionary journey, the understanding that we are all as all is us, is the understanding that even the things that we try to pervade, even the things that we try to outgrow, even the things that we try to transcend will always be a component of self, as we are all. Lack consciousness. A new understanding that was just revealed to me. Understanding lack consciousness not just as lacking physical, the notion that you lack your physical desires and needs, physical comforts and wants. The lack consciousness with the not understanding that you are your desires, your needs, your wants, your physical comforts. You are those things. You are those things. And those things only manifest in your physical reality because you have the understanding that you are those things. You are those energies. Versus that that energetic loop, that dark energetic loop that was installed in our beingness, that was programmed in our beingness, to where when we start to touch and feel and be the oneness of our infinite beingness, of our infinite power, we have that dark energetic loop that starts playing, that reminds you, that tries to divert your attention, your energy to the lack into lack. As soon as you start to tap into your infinite creation self, into your infinite beingness, where you understand that you are all the energies of everything, and that you can alchemize and create anything and manifest anything that you desire, want, need for the highest good of yourself and all. That loop that was programmed into our beings, it presses play. As soon as you trigger those infinite energies within you, it presses play. And it tries to divert your energy from your infinite creative self to the illusionary lack of anything. I transmute all illusionary programs that try to divert my energy from my infinite beingness with the violet flame of Saint Germain. And so it is, and so it shall be. And so it is, and so it shall be. And so it is, and so it shall be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was energetically and mentally trying to stake claim to a version of myself that was comfortable, a version of myself that made me feel like I was in control, an illusionary control, as the things that I was trying to control, the me that I was trying to enforce was a false version of myself, a false sense of control. I am so much more powerful than that false self that I was trying to stabilize myself in. I was guided to the John Lennon Imagine album. As I listened, I could feel the energy of that time period, quote unquote time period, that structure of space, of reality that was created, the 70s, 1970s. I could feel the energy of that time period. And I'm feeling the energy. And it's an energy that it feels flimsy. The notion of the time period of the 70s, that energy feels flimsy. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, And that thought process, like who, like why this sound? Why the sound of the 70s, like the music of the 70s? Why does it sound like this? Why did we dress like this? Why did we have the social conformities and social standings that we did in the 70s? And I was able to perceive how time, another perspective of how time is an illusion. Outside of our box of the 1970s, there were already, like, time was already liquid. It was already liquid. There were already star beings billions of years old. There were already millions of other civilizations in the space of what is. And there was already star travel. There was already time travel. And we were in our box of the time period that we found ourselves in. But we were already cosmic beings. We were already infinite beings. But we're playing these characters where we're in this box of a time period. And we're singing and talking about, wanting freedom, wanting, to see a revolution, wanting more than what we are programmed into. So I'm chatting with God. I'm like, I see. And then God came in and said, y'all needed the linearity. Humanity needed the linearity to train you up, to progress you to the point where you were always intended to be liberated, to be your true self, to come into your true self. Everything that humanity has experienced in the history of humanity were meticulously crafted experiences and circumstances and chapters of humanity by God in order to bestow upon humanity the utmost ease and grace for who humanity is. Everything that happened in the history of humanity was a meticulous crafting of the Most High Creator, the Most High Infinite Creator, in order to process humanity, prepare humanity for the energy that humanity is with the utmost ease and grace. Everything that we've experienced, instead of having resentment for the things we've experienced, coming into the understanding that everything that we've experienced was the path of least resistance, was the path of most ease, was the most gracious path. For the energy that humanity is, with looking at it, perceiving it from a scientific standpoint, for the energy that humanity is, looking at it through the principle of rhythm, cause and effect, all is the mind, as below, so above, all of these theological, scientific, universal principles. Looking at it in that perspective, and then looking at the energy that the human being is, an eternal, infinite conglomerate of all of infinite creation, our lows could have been a lot lower. If our lows mirrored out what our highs are going to be, what our highs are, it could have been something different. So thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Being freed from the loop where you seek other energies outside of yourself because you're feeling lonely, but then you neglect your own energy. Your own energy is where you cultivate your reality. why the divine aspects of self would not let me settle, why the divine aspects of self pushed me past what I conceived in my own mind, what I conceived from the limitations of my own mind. I, as we all do, have access to infinite knowledge. I have access to infinite knowledge. The things that I have spoken on the History of Kingdom Things podcast has been sourced from the library of infinite knowledge, of infinite creation, gnosis, intuitive knowledge. As I sit here marinating on this energy that I'm finally able to perceive, I am observing the past versions of self that felt unworthy, that felt less than. And I'm observing that past version of self through the spectacle of my soul self, my true self, my authentic self that knows that I am infinite knowledge, that knows that I am infinite creation, that knows that I am infinite possibilities. And I have these feelings of, wanting to cry for the fact that I was holding myself back. But the divine aspects of self came in with an energy to counter that and say no. Just as humanity had to live through the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, in this linear fashion in order to appreciate, understand, and handle the power that humanity is embodying in its full entity form for the rest of the evolution of humanity. You, my friend, had to live through cycles in your life, in your past lives, in order to understand, in order to wield, in order to cultivate your true self and your creations for eternity. For you and your creations to last, you had to embody, unfold into your fullness in cycles. What is love? What is love? Love in its purest form, love in its most deconstructed form is wholeness. Love is wholeness. Love is the alchemy of completeness. Love is the recipe of balance. Love is a recipe of balance. You can make it look good all you want to. You can make it look good all you want to. If that recipe ain't recipeed, if that balance isn't balanced, it's not love. It's not love. Love, it's not love. Correction, it's not divine love. It's not divine love. We can create what we want to create as infinite creators, and we can call it what we want to call it. But divine love, God's love, unconditional love is a love of, is balance. It's balance. Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes Trismegistus. Thoth incarnates into this earth realm in many forms, over many ages, to teach us the unconditional love of the Most High Creator, of the infinite Creator. to teach us the balance of the infinite creator. We have the hermetics, the hermetic principles of the universe that are trying to show us that love is balance. We have the law of polarity, the law of gender, the principle of polarity, the principle of gender. We have vibration. We have all as a mind. Our mind is a projection of projects the universe as a universe is a projection of our mind. As the universe is a projection of our mind, everything works together to make a whole, to make the one. Balance. Love, unconditional love is balance. God is balance. It's understanding that. It's understanding the rhythm of the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the left, the right. It all makes the one, the balance. The balance. And as we seek to find balance in our lives and raise our vibrations, we can raise ourselves out of the need of traumatic experiences, of traumatic lows and dramatic highs. We can vibrate ourselves out of the need for the traumatic lows and the dramatic highs and seek balance, seek to live balanced in the middle versus waywardly swinging from one end of the spectrum to the other. We can seek to become masters of our lives, masters of our energy, masters of our minds in order to be balanced in everything that we do and everything that we create. This balance ensures infinite standing of our creations and of ourselves. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me and all of Infinite Creation on this installment of Kingdom Things. This installment signifies the completion of a cycle for me. This installment signifies the completion of a cycle for me. At the same time, it signifies the beginning of me stepping into a cycle that is similar. At the same time, very different, as my role in this next cycle is going to be one in which I am bearing I am bearing the title that my soul was designed to bear as being a leading force in this transitional phase for humanity of Mother Gaia. I was holding myself back because I was waiting for someone else to step up and lead the way. I was waiting for someone else to be what I was designed to be, what I was created to be in this space and time. I hope something resonates with your heart, with your soul. Whatever doesn't resonate at this time, you are more than welcome to leave it behind. Whatever does resonate with your heart, with your soul, you're more than welcome to utilize those energies and channel messages for your journey of expansion, ascension, and evolution as a spiritual being having a human experience. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because it alchemizes the God or goddess within. Self-love is the best love because you're worthy of that. And so it is.
Believe in me. What is it to you to succeed? It's like the breath I need. Does it help you to try to bring me down?